Hey, I know, I'm like 1 minute late. I don't even know where to look. With the phone, you gotta look there, you gotta look here. I don't know where to go, but I'm looking. I think I'm on. Again, I can't tell. Let me try to fix this a little better. What? All right, so here's the cool thing about being alive. When you really get quiet, you notice stuff. So today, dropped the kids off at piano, and I went to find a spot to meditate and chill out in the truck, which I did. So I went kind of near a preserve. I parked next to it, and I got into a great meditative state. I relaxed. I'm still having like shoulder problems and stuff, but whatevs. It was feeling good. So I had my beautiful, beautiful, restful meditation for about 25 minutes. And then I came to. And the first thing that I noticed was the cars and the motorcycles and the intensity of the rushing from place to place. I had parked near a stop sign. And hi, that's Grace saying hello. And the first thing that struck me was, what are we rushing to? What are we rushing from? Why do we rush? I really don't rush when I'm at work. It's like pretty even paced. I'm a high school teacher. I have the best job in the universe. I get to hang out with teenagers all day and learn from them, and they learn from me. It's awesome. It's when I get home that that whole rush thing comes in. Rushing to get the kids on time to piano or practice or whatever it is. And you know what? That's not cool. We have to stay in the moment and truly, truly, truly just appreciate the moment. A dear friend of mine just shared with me that, and I'm trying to be like gender neutral, so I'm going to call this person, here's Grace again, say hi. Actually, I'm going to call her Grace. So a dear friend of mine just shared with me that she's going into hospice. And it, of course, kills me because she's a beautiful, beautiful spirit, and I've learned so much. And I've only known her a short period of time. But it's that soul connection that you get in this lifetime that I know it is a soul connection. So I'm big into the Reiki and sending out healing white light. I really believe in that, and I believe that prayer changes things. So today, when I had some alone time at work, I'm looking at a new book. It's called When God Winks. It's by Squire, cool name, Rushnell, not sure of the last name, but it's Barnes & Noble's on the bargain shelf, which it shouldn't be because it's priceless. It's When God Winks, the coincidences in our lives. So I just got real quiet, and I asked God for a miracle. I just asked, please, please heal Grace. And without opening my eyes, I opened the book, I flipped to a random page, and my hand went to, everything is going to be all right. Now, that gave me tremendous peace. Does that mean she's going to be healed? I don't know. All I know is everything is going to be all right. And I sent that to my dear, dear, dear friend. Because if you ever had the pleasure of meeting that special someone who's going through something so unbelievable and then simply accepts it with grace, to be in their presence is awesome. And it's amazing to me because they don't even realize the grace they're exuding, the bravery, and the courage. So for any one of us going through a loved one who's in that situation, it's so frustrating and heartbreaking to be on the sidelines. Do you hear all the kids screaming? It's awesome because it's saying life still will go on. This too shall pass. And I don't mean to make light of anyone leaving this realm and going to the next, because they've already taught us so much. I also was listening to Tony Robbins. I don't know if you've seen him on Netflix, I Am Not Your Guru. Yeah, he's been accused of being like a snake oil salesman. I don't buy it. His upbringing, what he's gone through, what he does for these people in these seminars is transformative. I would be honored to go to one, and I'm pretty sure I will be, because that's something that's already percolating in the back of my head. But one of the things that he did with a young lady who said, I want to change my diet. She was gorgeous, fantastic shape, like, what? He said, whose love did you crave when you were growing up? And it gave her a beat, and she said, my dad. And it turned out her father was suffering from addiction, and he couldn't give her what he needed to give her. So I loved what Tony said, because this girl's young. She doesn't have the decades of wear and tear yet. She was 19. He said, you need to make a list of everything that he did to you that you consider harmful. And then you need to credit him for the beautiful person you have become today. Because she was very confident, she was poised, she had grace. And I love that. I love that because there are people in our lives, I've said this before, they're our assignments. It's a struggle to be with them. We don't understand why we clash, but they help us grow. And I love the beauty of write down how they hurt you and write down how they made you confident, strong. You have a voice. You stand up for yourself. Because only with things that come against you do you learn to stand up for yourself. So the people who come into your life that cause you strife, they're teaching you how to stand up for yourself. I love that. The other piece I thought was just awesome was, can you find 4 things in your life that you can just accept right now? Your weight, your finances, your relationship status, your career. What is something you can accept there? Because in acceptance, we find peace. And in peace, we find our inner ground, our rock, our foundation. And I love Emmett Fox because he talks about that, how God, Jesus, they're our rock. All this other stuff is minutia. It's minutia. Someone close to me was sharing about how there's something petty going on with work. Now, this person is in her 50s, and she's dealing with people saying, well, we're going to do our little thing, and we're not going to share that with anyone else. So this person was put in an awkward, I'll call her Stella. Stella was put in an awkward situation. They had included her in this little inclusive group. It's going on in her 50s, really? And people from outside the group were saying, well, how can we contribute to, it was a celebration. How can we contribute to the celebration? And so Stella was like, how do I answer this? It's just the 8 of us doing this one thing. And I think this is what's the problem. What? Include everyone. We know the golden rule. We learned it in kindergarten. Be kind. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Yeah. So I just remember thinking, this is an issue, and my dear friend is accepting that her treatment isn't working and she's going into hospice. And it just was such a parallelism, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right word. But I'm just saying, like, she's accepting the end of her life with such grace, and I pray for a miracle, because she really is such a beautiful, loving soul, and hilarious too, and tells a hell of a story. And then to hear this other piece today about the pettiness, it's you want to shake people sometimes, you know? But everything happens is said for a reason. So another piece that I love that I learned today is learning your real truth, writing down what you truly want. I know I've said this before, but also writing down what you truly want to eradicate from your life. So you have your 2 lists. What you want, be very detailed. I know I say that a lot, but it's good to hear. And what do you want to eradicate from your life? Habits, behaviors, people, whatever. Get detailed in that too. So now you have your 2 lists. You're going to focus on one thing from the list you want to eradicate. You're going to focus on getting rid of it. And you're going to use all the spiritual knowledge that you have. And don't you worry if you don't think you have any, because you do. It's called prayer. You focus on one thing for 40 days. One thing. I don't care what it is. One thing. Don't worry about how it's going to show up, when it's going to show up, what form. Trust that it's going to show up and it is going to change in a way that you can't even fathom. You got to give up all expectations. You got to give it over to God. I talk about surrendering. Surrender, 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 surrender. Just surrender. And the other piece is don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone until you have completed it. Now, normally I say 30 days for the neural paths to change it. I still believe in that. There's other school of thought. No, it takes 20 days, 21 days, 30 days. Well, I'm reading in this particular book that it's 40. Whatever. Make the commitment and you will, if you are open, feel the shift. I finished my 31-day yoga. What? Guess what? I do stand taller. I do feel better. I'm nicer to myself. Thank God. We are here to learn, to connect, to be loving, and to have some friggin' fun. Yeah. And I realize I need some fun right now. I missed out on a lovely, lovely man who flew in from North Carolina. And the beautiful thing is, even when I don't get to see this beautiful friend of mine, when we pick up, we have the best time. And I know he had a wonderful time because he was another dear friend. And when they FaceTime me, I could hear them laughing, having a good time. I'm like, oh, man. But I realize fun is huge. Huge. Make sure you're laughing. Make sure you're hugging. Make sure you're loving. And the second you make a mistake, you screw up, forgive yourself, and say sorry, and drop it. Drop it like that. Just drop it. Past life regression therapy is incredible with healing your life now. Incredible. The more I read about it, the more I get goosebumps. I don't know. Sorry, Annie? What? But it helps you understand the person you are in this moment, in this day and time. And I got to tell you, the wounds that it heals that you don't even know you have, it's transformative. I hate when I lose my train of thought. I am so thankful that I was curious about it and that I did it, because I'm still reflecting back about the experience. And I'm realizing the beauty of understanding who I am today based on that experience. I've taken things from my past lives with me. The total being at peace, being alone. I love being in my own company. And those of you who have known me for many years, you know I love to entertain. You know I love it. But I also really, really relish and love my alone time. It's my time to check in with myself, to check in with God, and to appreciate who I am with all my flaws, and to accept who I am, where I am, in the moment I am. Today, I decided to surprise my little ones at a school trip that was by my school. It was during my lunch break, so it worked out beautifully. And I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's going to be a time crunch and blah, blah, blah. But I got real quiet, and my whole body, my whole energy said, do it. The gift I got today, there are no words. The surprise, the happiness, the total shock, like, oh my God, you showed up, that's great. It was just awesome. It was awesome. and connecting with the other people around and seeing other people's children in this fun arena. It was just beautiful. And it set the tone for the rest of my day, which is, I repeat, we teach what we most need to learn, especially me. I'm a slow learner. And I'm glad. I shouldn't, Josh. For me, it's a process. Some people get aha moments. I am a process person. I need to take it in. I need to sit with it, sit with it, sit with it. I need to get uncomfortable with it. I need to ignore it, get upset with it, deny it. And only when I'm ready, and only when God knows that I'm ready, and not 1 second before, will I begin to understand what I need to change. And right there, and that's the cool thing, because your life will change in a moment. Do I quit? Do I go for the other job? Do I say I do? Do I say I don't? Do I move? And it is so okay if that takes you a really long time to get to your change moment. Trust that your change moment is out there. And when it's out there and it's coming to you, it's awesome. It's awesome. So, again, my darling, loving, beautiful souls, from one soul to another, I only send white light, healing, and love to you as always. And thank you. You bolster me, you support me, and you make me smile. So God bless, darlings.